What's going on, guys? So today I have an EDC update. All right, there's been some really extreme changes lately. I had some different ideas of how to carry some stuff lately, and made me think of some different things and different scenarios I may or may not be in. And then I changed it, tweaked it up a little bit even more. So we're gonna jump right into it. This is an EDC update for March 2020. And if you're not familiar, EDC stands for Everyday Carry. The purpose of these videos are basically just to show you the stuff that's on me, the gear that I find helpful, useful, and quite frankly, some of the stuff I just don't need, but I'll be glad I have if I ever need to use it. So, getting the somewhat boring stuff out of the way, same wallet, as you guys have seen for years now. This is the Saddleback leather trifold wallet with the strap. You can see it is nice and dark, polished, smooth by my hands and my butt. So that's it. Friction and leather and natural oils in your hand, that's what you end up with. I still have my Saddleback leather phone case. You can see the difference in color here. This has taken on quite a bit of color. Obviously not as old or dark or rich as this is, but it's slowly getting there. This took a couple of years to look like this, but still absolutely love it. iPhone X hand-me-down from my wife, which still works very well. I'm actually very happy about it because I get a little bit more battery power than I used to with my old phone. My old phone just would constantly be dead. Really just would not charge. But anyway, moving on the watch, still my Microtech pilot's watch. All right, I have the new Timex that my wife got me, which I love, but I've kind of reserved that for special occasions, going out to eat or something, which no one's doing right now because many states have closed that down. But yeah, no, special occasions would be the other watch. This is still my daily go-to. It's just extremely reliable and handy. I love it. Moving on to my keys. The only real difference, I guess maybe from the last time, because it's been a while since I did an EDC update. Still have my, CUTLERYLOVER Victorinox classic SD knife, which is now sold out. Thank you everyone who was interested and picked one up. I do have the new Olight on here. All right, this one's in that kind of copperish, brownish color. I forget exactly what they're calling it, but it's very cool. It does kind of match the knife, that whole cigar theme and stuff. But this is the I1RS EOS. All right, has the high and low. Very interesting charging system, which we'll talk about in the future. But I love it. Super, super bright. Very handy on the keys. Usually on these lights, I kind of wish like when it was screwed all the way down would be when it was off, because obviously it's nice and tight. But how these work, obviously, with the contact points is it starts loose, and as you tighten it, it's when the contacts touch and it goes on. But I always get paranoid because you have to loosen it, that it's going to fall off or something. And I like to loosen it to the point where if I poke it, it's not going to accidentally turn on. So loosen it to that point there, all right? Because obviously it gets bumped on stuff. Besides that, still have this different hook, which is from KeySmart. All right, so I do like having the little kind of pocket clip, so I can clip my keys on the outside of my pants through the belt loop. Besides that, everything else is pretty much the same. All right, not too much going on there. So put the keys off to the side. All right, neck knife, still absolutely loving the cold steel. All right, you can see this is the mini tack. There's a couple different blade styles. This is that heavy clip point, which I absolutely love. I did swap out the cord finally. It was like a bright orange, which believe it or not got a ton of attention. I mean, people are always looking at my neck knives, but it seemed like people were extra looking. So anyway, I went with like kind of a foliage gray, type color. All right, a little bit more subdued as an adjustable, neck lanyard. Moving on to some of the more exciting stuff for people. Brand new gun, which I am pocket carrying. All right, this is a Glock 43. All right, and I love it. I got this probably 2 weeks ago, in and around, somewhere around there. I was able to go out and put 100 rounds through it, and it is, shooting flawlessly, like you would imagine. Shooting some Hornady in here, not the critical defense, I forget what this is, without the polymer tip, but totally works. Put a whole box of that through the gun as well, just to make sure. Love it. I absolutely love this gun. It is extremely comfortable, being very small, single stack 9mm, 6-round magazines. I do like the flat bottom. If you look here with the flat bottom, I get a 2-finger grip and my pinky goes underneath, which I actually found to be more comfortable than the stock pinky extension from Glock, which gives me like a half a pinky. You would think that maybe this would be more comfortable because it's more of a grip, but I found that it was actually rubbing my hand a little bit because my pinky's kind of half on there. So I run the gun with the flat flat bottom magazine in there. Not only do I want it to be mostly concealed for its actual purpose, but also, you know, for a spare magazine, I'd like to in the future get an extended one. I think they make 12 round ones that are clear. You know, that's the highest capacity for this particular gun. But anyway, I've been carrying it in a very simple size 4 kind of velvety pocket holster. I forget who actually makes this, but that's it. It is in my pocket in the front. I don't have anything near it, which has been very weird. I have to admit, not having a full-size knife clipped in my pocket has been strange. Once warm weather comes, I'm going to have to probably invest in some more tactical pants, so I have a dedicated knife pocket or something, because it is very, very weird. So what's happening is I'm going to my neck knife quite often because of convenience. When it's just dangling there, I need to cut something, I pull my knife out, it's ready to go. In order to get my folders, which I still am alternating between different folders to try them out and test them and stuff, I have to go into this pocket organizer, which I'm keeping in my leg pocket, my cargo pocket on my pants. All right, so now obviously I have more weight. I have my gun in my pocket, which is very different than having it on the waist. And then having all my tools in this little organizer. All right, so I have the full-size flashlight here. All right, this is the Olight M2R Pro Warrior. I just showed this not too long ago, the green coloration. All right, very capable. A lot of extra light there. In this case, I happen to have my PM2. All right, Paramilitary 2 from Spyderco. This is the one with the 20 CV blade, those tan handles. All right, very nice. Have swapped it out a little bit, but just kind of went back to this one because it's such a classic knife. Absolutely love it. Ridiculously sharp. I have a full-size pen in here just because I have the capability of having a full-size pen, but it's not 100% necessary because I still have, as you can see from the little skull bead here, still carrying my pocket organizer. All right, swapping out between a couple of them. In this case, I have the black holder. This is, I believe, one of the ones from Tools for Gents, excuse me. I have an old 1976, I think, Sodbuster, that little butane lighter and a lime green Fisher space pen in here. All right, so even though it's redundant having the bullet space pen as well as a full size, I just like the option of having a full size just because it's not that much extra weight or anything and it's not in the way. I thought about kind of decking this out with more stuff, but it's heavy enough as it is. Trust me, with the flashlight, the pocket organizer, with all the gear, the knife, I mean, it's a heft. It's definitely different. I can feel it in my leg because when you're, you know, walking, you feel that kind of swinging with you. It's very different. It's not totally ideal, but so far it's been working out. Again, just having this firearm in my pocket, it has to be clear. I can't have other gear around it. I tried for like half a day to have a knife there, and it was in my mind that if I need to go draw my gun for something, that knife may or may not be in the way. I'm like, forget it. It's got to be clear. It has to be. So yes, now in the recent weeks, with everything going on in the world, I have been carrying 2 guns. So not only do I have the Glock 43, which is a 6+1 9mm, I am still carrying the Gen 3 Glock 19 as well on a chest rig. Okay, so this is it's been actually super, super comfortable. Just middle of the chest. It's still been cold out, so I'm not carrying it openly. I'm carrying it with a zipped up jacket. All right, so accessibility is fairly quick. It's almost as quick as from the hip, but this allows me to have both a full-size capable firearm if something is really, really bad, but also quick access to a smaller one from the pocket. Again, just because of the current situation that's going on, you never know where you're going to be, what situation you're going to be in. People are very desperate right now. Hopefully things kind of blow over as soon as possible. A lot of people, like myself, do believe it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. If everyone just kind of listens to what they're supposed to do, sticks around home, waits this thing out, we should be all right. Honestly, it's very, very sad, that people have died from this. It's sad people will die from it, but people die from all kinds of stuff every single day. It's just not so in our face. You can't hop on the internet, go on social media, put on TV, the news channel, anything without hearing about this 24/7, and it creates a lot of panic. It's natural. It's natural to be worried and concerned. A lot of people are very anxious as well, but you just hunker down and we're going to get through it, But as you can see, my EDC has changed a little bit because of my concerns. I am taking this very seriously. and I think everyone else should as well. But anyway, I mean, in hard times, it's very, very important to just, you know, be with the ones you love and show some compassion. You know, instead of fighting over toilet paper somewhere, maybe you hand someone you already have a bunch at home. You know, be that person. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and preach, tell you what to do during hard times. It's up to you guys to figure that out. But that's it. I may or may not do a separate video where I'm talking in front of the camera and just kind of going over all the stuff that I'm experiencing and, you know, my location and things like that. It's a part of history. We're all living through a part of history. It's amazing. Anywhere you are watching this, all around the world, you're being affected by this. But hopefully, like I said, it ends as soon as possible, with as few casualties and a few heartache, or a little heartache, as it could possibly be. So anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. In the meantime, try to think happy things. Why don't you let me know down in the comments section, maybe a cool piece of gear you got recently. Love to hear about it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Take care.